You don't need to be a perfect parent to raise happy kids. The mess versus the myth. You love your kids. Of course you do, more than anything. But most days, it still feels like you're maybe falling a little bit short. Between school runs, work deadlines, and dinner negotiations, you barely have time to breathe, let alone nurture emotional resilience. And yet somehow online, everyone else's kids are baking sourdough and matching dungarees after finishing their third triathlon that week, right? So, is it just me, or is something missing? Drop a juice box if your morning routine involves someone crying over the wrong color cup instead of that sourdough reality. The fallacy of doing it all. Is good parenting doing everything? Somewhere we learn that more always equals better. More activities, more effort. Yet physically we have limits. Cross those limits and we overexert and cause damage, not stimulate growth. In toxicology, for example, the phrase dose makes the poison explains how much or how an amount of something is fine, but too much of it makes it dangerous. And yes, childhood is precious. It's a special time for learning and skill exposure, but perhaps we're taking it just a little too far. I mean, do you know where creativity is made? It's made in boredom. Do you know when growth happens? Growth happens also in rest. Let's introduce the concept of the minimum effective dose. The minimum effective dose is the smallest input that still creates meaningful change, such as 10 minutes of direct eye contact over distracted multitasking. Because children's brains don't need perfect, they need predictable, because they remember what's felt and not what's flawless. Take the sunlight principle. Like plants, children do not need constant sunlight. In fact, they need just the right amount in the right place and at the right time. This is feedback from a client. Last week, I gave my daughter my full attention for 10 minutes after school. No phone, no multitasking, and she called it the best part of her day. But let's contrast that with the trap of fractured attention. We try to be everywhere, but what if we chose to go deep in just one place? So let's think about this. What if you chose just one thing? What would shift if you didn't try to fix everything and just chose one thread to follow? Perhaps one small ritual, one conversation, one pause without your phone in your hand. Minimum effective dose parenting can be that 10-minute window after school, or a screen-free breakfast on Sundays, or perhaps whispering one kind, unique, and wonderful thing about your child in their ear at bedtime. Which one do you think you could try this week? Or do you already have one? If you do, share it in the comments, because we all learn together. And let's be real, it's okay to be rubbish sometimes. Yes, sometimes your child will call you the worst because you peeled the banana wrong, or you cut the sandwich into triangles and not squares. Or you'll miss that moment, you'll scroll a little too long, or maybe you'll lose track of time. But that's okay, because we are all human. You're not failing, you're showing up. And showing up, even imperfectly, is what truly builds trust. You are the thing they remember. Your child is less likely to remember whether the house was clean and immaculate, but they will remember how your face looked when they walked into that room. Not the volume of your parenting, but rather the warmth of it. In parenting, consistency builds stability, and presence creates connection. By watching this, it's already clear that you care. Where's one space that you can do less? And by doing so, deepen your presence to that moment with your kids. If you liked this 10-minute parent pep,
This series is actually about 6-minute parent preps, but it's not about perfection, right?
Maybe this grounded you back to yourself a little as well. If so, well look, please subscribe, because we're building a quieter, stronger kind of family connection here, one moment at a time.